Hello, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How are you guys? I hope you're doing well and are in good spirits. So, today we're going to do part two of Ikhfa, Izhar, and Iqlab of Noon, Sakin, and Tanween. We already have done part one of Ikhfa, Izhar, and Iqlab of Noon, Sakin, and Tanween yesterday, in which we explained some of the overview of this whole chapter, and also we were able to explain and learn Ikhfa in good details and in an easy manner, which anybody can understand from just watching the video. He's going to learn the rule in like 10 seconds. So, today, what we're going to do today is we're going to learn Izhar, the second of these rules, and we're going to learn what is the difference between Izhar and Ikhfa and how it is pronounced and where it is pronounced. And we're going to go through practical examples of the Quran and through some examples I have chosen from the Quran to elaborate and more briefly explain this subject. So, before we move on, first and foremost, we got to go through the definition of this. What is Izhar? So, Izhar's definition is when any letter out of the throatical letters, which are Hamza Ha from the upper throat, you pronounce Hamza Ha from the upper throat, Alif Ha. Just test it yourself. And then the second is from the middle part of the throat, Ain Ha. And the third is Ghain Ha from the lower part of the throat. These six letters are throatical letters, basically. For those of who you of for those of you who do not know about this, so these are the throatical letters over here. If these letters come after Nun Sakin, which is this, or Tanween, which are these double Fatha, double Dhamma, and double Kasra, then what we're going to do is we're going to read Noon Sakin or Tanween with clear crystal pronunciation. We're not going to conceal them, unlike Ikhfa. We're not going to elongate them through our nasal sound, which is Ghunna. So there's going to be no Ikhfa, no Ghunna. It's going to be clear crystal Noon sound or Tanween sound, which we normally do. So this rule is going to be obviously easy to learn. It's just to locate the rule throughout the Quran using this rule, looking for the throatical letters coming after these two signs and letters respectively. So let's move on to some of the examples I have got for you, which I have chosen from the Quran itself. Alhamdulillah. So first example is of ikhfa over here. If you look at it closely, as I explained, any throatical letter, if it comes after noon sakin, which is this type of noon, noon with a sukoon on top of it, or tanween, which in the third line you look at in the middle, double kasra or double fatha. If any of the throatical letters come after these two respectively, the noon sakin or tanween, double kasra, double dhamma, double fatha, which is respectively, is going to be pronounced clearly without any gunna elongation and without concealing the sound. So let's go to the first example. We got noon sakin over here, and it's been followed by hamza, which is, as you know, just we discussed over here, it's going to be a throatical letter. So what we're going to do is we're going to do izhar, which is reading the letter clearly as it is and not elongating the sound. So let's read it. Bismillah. وَمِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. Once more. وَمِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ. So if you look at it over here, I read it as normally as I can. This was the normalest it can get in pronouncing noon sakin. I did not elongate like this. Wamin, that would be gunna, right? No gunna is allowed in Izhar. And I did not hide or conceal the sound, unlike ikhfa, like this. Wamin, I read it clearly, without concealment, without gunna. Wamin ahlil kitabi. Let's go to the next example. وينهون وينهون. It's not وينهون, not elongation, not إخفاء, no concealment. It's just clear. وينهون. So over here we got nun sakin. It's being followed by letter ha. And ha, as we already read from the examples over here, I'm going to show you right now. Ha is one of the throatical letters. Just as Hamza was a throatical letters, Ha is also a throatical letter which is pronounced from the top throat. So Ha is coming after Nun Sakin. Basically, it's going to be Izhar now. We got the indication it's going to be Izhar. There we go. وَيَنْهَوْنَا. Let's move on to the third example. We got Ain, which is also one of the throatical letters as we have mentioned over here. And it's pronounced from the middle of the throat. I've arranged them in such a manner. I have arranged these letters in such a manner that Hamza Ha from the top throat, I have written them on the top. Ain Ha from the middle throat, I've written them in the middle. Ghain Kha is from the lower throat, so it's at the lowest part. So Ain is also one of the throatical letters. And we see Nun Sakin is followed by letter Ain, so it's obviously an indication that it's going to be Izhar. So we're going to read it clearly without any gunna, without any concealment. Min ibadina. Next one. Ha is following Nun Sakin and Tanween. It's going to be obviously Izhar, no concealment, no gunna, unlike Ikhfa, which is the complete opposite of this. So read it clearly. Min haythu, min haythu. So as far as this is concerned, hopefully this is clear until here. It continues so on. You just gotta let's get some examples of tanween as well before we move on. So let's see over here. We got tanween, right? And it is being followed by hamza. Hamza is one of the throatical letters. So instead of reading this like ikhfa bi'adhabin alim, that will be completely incorrect. We're gonna read it completely and fully clear, crystal clear. Remember, no gunna, no elongation, no concealment. بعذاب أليم بعذاب أليم. Next one, ha is following tanween. It's a throatical letter, obviously, gonna be izhar. فريقا هدى فريقا هدى. So hopefully till here it's all clear, and hopefully you understand till here how izhar works. Izhar, as I mentioned in part 1 as well, is the complete opposite of ikhfa. You understand ikhfa, you know how to be complete opposite of something, you're going to understand Izhar really easily like this. And you're going to be able to understand and point out the Izhar and Ikhfa throughout the Quran in on the tip of your fingers. So let's move on to some examples from the Quran as well. We're going to see these examples in the Quran as well. So right now in this worksheet, we're going to see the difference. We're going to see the differences between Izhar and Ikhfa, how they are different from each other. I got this part of the Quran in which there is a lot of Izhar examples as well, colored in yellow, and there's a lot of Ikhfa examples as well, colored in greenish type of shade, as we can see over here, respectively. So let's see the first example. Yellow. There's Nun Sakin, right? And it's being followed by Ha. This is a shape of Ha. And Ha is obviously a throatical letter. We're not going to hide the sound. We're not going to conceal it. We're not going to make gunna. It's going to be clear. So, how it's going to be read, let's go ahead and see. مغفرة منه مغفرة منه منه منه. I'm not reading minhu like ikhfa. I'm not reading minhu like gunna. I'm reading minhu. That's it. Clear. The next example is also of Izhar. Ayn is following Tanween. It's going to be clear. No gunna, no concealment. واسع عليم. واسع عليم. It's clear. Let's see an example of ikhfa, and you'll understand the difference really clearly, inshallah. So this is an example of ikhfa over here, colored in green. The next part is down there in the next line. So if you see, this is tanween right here, and it is being followed by the letter kaf. Kaf is neither the letter of throatical letters, and neither it is ba from Iqlab. So this is the letters, one of the letters which were left out, and you can call them ikhfa letters. So it's going to be pronounced like this: خيرا كثيرا. Once again: خيرا كثيرا. See, I did not read it as izhar خيرا كثيرا. I said خيرا كثيرا. Let's see another example of ikhfa as well. Noon sakin we got over here is being followed by fa. Neither a throatical letter, neither a letter of iqlab. It's going to be concealed with ghunna, which is elongation through nasal sound. أنفقتم أنفقتم أنفقتم. So till here, hopefully you understand the difference between these two, and hopefully you have understood ikhfa clearly, and hopefully you know how to differentiate them, how to point them out in the Quran. This is a worksheet I'm going to share in the link in the description. It's going to have a link over there. You can download it from there, inshallah, and you can practice it yourself as well. So these were the differences between ikhfa and izhar, and how to point them out. What does izhar means? What does ikhfa means? And hopefully you enjoyed our lesson. This was also a demonstration of how we teach. And if anybody is interested in learning Quran from us, he can approach us through quranhubonline.com, or we got some links at the end of this video, so you can easily access our contacts and reach out to us. So feel free to reach out if you're interested, and take care until the third episode, in which we're going to learn Iqlab and see the difference between the three of them now, and get to a perfection level of pointing them out and pronouncing them. So, inshallah, till next time, take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.